everyone, and welcome to Class Dismissed, brought to you by Freedom Project Academy. I'm Katie, joined by Dave, Jim, and Lindsay. And we're going to kick things off this week with a headline that shocked me a little bit. Out of California, university professors are begging for a return of standardized tests as students can't do basic math. Now, it's not that necessarily we want standardized tests, and we know that students can't do basic math. It's the fact that it was the University of California system that I was like, what? They're the ones who are actually begging for this. But let's first take a look at basically what they're calling catastrophic college students who are unable to do math.
A new study from UC San Diego finds rising numbers of college freshmen are unable to do middle school level math. As a response to this frightening trend, the university is introducing a course on elementary and middle school Common Core math.
Stop it.
The study found a
that's why they can't
concerning
do
number
math.
of students couldn't solve a simple elementary school equations. For example, 7 + 2 = 6 plus what? 25% of students couldn't answer 3.
Take the charter schools and the private schools out of this for a second and just think about regular kids who are in the public school system. Part of the way that they cover it up is they reduce the need for standardized testing. They're starting to say in New York, they want to say these regions don't matter. Oh, we shouldn't really put too much weight on the SAT scores. We should be doing it this way, that way, the other way. And also, these kids are coming up in an age of technology where they have a calculator built into their pocket. They have ChatGPT. You can ask it to do things for you that involve math, too. And so kids are falling behind in a way that is, I think, going to be catastrophic long term. And I would just say this, when you compare our kids with Chinese kids, for example, who we will one day be competing with in adulthood, we're going to have a real problem, say, in the next 15, 20 years.
15, 20, we're having problems now. It's been basically the University of California system. The faculty actually put out this open letter demanding that we actually care about standardized tests again. At this point, there were over 1,000 STEM professors from various UC campuses and 7 of the 9 chairs of the UC math departments who signed on saying, can we please have some sort of a checker system? We used to call it the SATs.
Yeah.
Especially SATs, I guess, is out for California. We have the ACTs around here. But these kids can't do any, you saw it, basic math, middle school math. And instead of it being no, you can't come to the university because we want your money, we're just going to teach a class on it because you didn't get it taught to you at all, apparently, or you just slept through class or did whatever. But instead of us holding a standard, we're just letting everyone in and charging the money, and then we'll just teach them how to do that middle school math.
The problem was staring them right in the face. If you looked at the headline or the byline, it's talking about teaching a Common Core math class. There is your inherent problem because the Common Core math standards don't teach kids basic fundamental algorithms. It teaches them fuzzy math and math talk. Oh, let's talk about this problem and try to figure out what numbers you might consider using to solve this. It's just ridiculous in the amount of fuzzy approach to teaching math, rather than the way you and I all probably learn math, and that is there's one fast and correct way to solve a problem. It's a single algorithm. You don't have to have 10 different ways to approach a problem, because then it's paralysis by analysis, and they can't come to a conclusion. And the other thing I noted that's on point is kids today find answers so easily, and they think, oh, because I found the answer, now I can do it. But they have no idea of what the process looks like. They don't know how to even begin tackling a problem, how to put the pieces together to be able to solve it, because they rely too much on outside sources.
Well, and people are, adults too, of we use technology as a crutch. We say, oh, we always have a calculator. We always have this. No, you don't. You still have to know how to do things on your own.
Yep.
So,
because of what happens when all of those outside things are gone, you have only yourself to rely on. Right. If a worst case scenario, we lose all technology, right? The only thing you have is what you know.
And how are these kids graduating high school at a level that then they're being accepted into UCLA?
Social promotion.
Because you can't fail anybody.
You can't fail kids anymore. That's the problem.
I think Katie brings up a really good point here. The college professors are the ones that for decades were saying we need a standardized test, which are all Common Core based anyway. And then now they're saying, Well, then they said, okay, throw them out because they don't really show true learning because they realized they were worthless in the first place for the most part. But they do somewhat test the student's ability. So now they're saying, hey, let's bring those back.
Give us something.
Which is funny because if they fail it, what are they going to do? They're not the university's still going to accept them as students.
Well,
of course they are. It's all of them. It's a money grab.
When COVID hit, all the SATs, all the ACTs, poof, gone. We just want your money.
Right.
Like they were accepting everyone, and now it's like that whiplash effect. Like, oh wow, this was not a good idea. Here's what the letter states: this open letter that they all signed on to. Over the past 5 years, we have seen a widening divergence in mathematical preparation levels within the same classroom. This trend indicates that current admissions practices do not provide a sufficiently reliable check on mathematical readiness for STEM majors. The UC San Diego Senate Administration Work Group on Admissions report documents this crisis in stark terms. In the last 5 years, this is statistical stuff coming up, the number of students whose mathematical skills fall below high school level increased nearly 30-fold. Moreover, did AI write this? Moreover, 70% of those students fall below middle school levels. 70%. I can't even, 70%, how many is that? I don't know, because it's middle school math.
7 out of 10.
Thank you. So 70% of them are falling below middle school math levels, reaching roughly 1 in 12 members of the entering cohort. These findings are corroborated by data across our campuses. For example, for 3 consecutive years, 20 to 30% of UC Berkeley first semester calculus students who participated in mathematical diagnostic testing displayed severe preparation deficits. Take that one to the heart, math nerds.
So here's my question: so they're not making kids take the SAT?
No, they haven't been for about 5 years now.
Yeah.
They don't require it anymore.
It's not required.
Some do, but most colleges.
It's coming back. It is coming back.
Yeah.
And the Ivies are leading the charge because the Ivies were the ones to lead the charge on the way out, saying, we just can't do that during these COVID times. And now they're like, they're pulling out their hair because they're getting
problem and fix it
We
too.
might want to.
What?
Right.
Let me create the problem and fix it too.
In the true Ivy League fashion.
Here's the reality of the situation. Colleges like us have to provide an opportunity for kids to learn, right? If they don't know something. So regardless of what their history has been and their educational experience, when they get to college, if they don't know something that's required, they're going to have to teach them. Just like we get kids who come to our school who are significantly behind in math. So what do? We give them a basic math class. We give them a summer remedial class. We meet them where they are, and we provide what they need to get to the point where we hope they're going to be, quote unquote, on par or on track with the grade level expectations. That's the reality of the situation. And we're seeing more and more students in that boat. And so we have to meet them where they are and get them where we want them to be.
And I mean, we've said this before, and we'll say it again. We're not a fan of the screen time and how it's impairing students' thinking abilities. And schools apparently are not helping in this because we have a school that is standing by mandatory K-12 screen time even after parents protested. But hey, public school system, it's great.
And there is no control.
It's a free-for-all environment. It's just gotten completely out of hand.
Books. The parents of elementary, middle, and high school students in Lower Merion are voicing their concerns. 430 have signed a petition asking to opt their children out of receiving school-issued Chromebooks or MacBooks. They call it pencils over pixels, worried about the impact the constant use of technology is having on their children.
There really aren't any filters. They can just access absolutely anything off the internet.
The vast majority of the kids will find a way to bypass all the protection and go to YouTube and watch the videos and play the computer games.
During a school board meeting tonight, several students spoke about the issue.
The iPad in my class is just games. I wonder sometimes, why do we use it every day?
My peers' ability to think is being replaced by AI. You have given us something comparable to an addictive drug and expect us not to use it.
A CDC study published last year stated teenagers with 4 or more hours of daily screen time were more likely to experience sleep issues, depression, and anxiety. District policy currently states parents can opt their children out of receiving a district-issued device. However, last week, the superintendent said that is not possible.
Our curriculum is delivered the way it's delivered, and part of that curriculum is done with electronic devices. We can't have a room for 20, 30 kids that want to opt out, and the rest of the school is operating differently.
Yeah. The great thing that I love with this set of parents is they're recognizing the negative impact of excessive screen time. And obviously we've talked about that and the brain research that's out there. So they know, and it's evidence-based. They know, the research tells you excessive screen time is going to damage your brain. And they're realizing that. And obviously these kids know. They're the victims.
That one boy, he said, I wrote that down because that was so powerful.
Yeah,
of like giving them a drug and then telling them not to use it.
Yeah, I mean, technology is replacing good old-fashioned instruction that was intended to be delivered by human beings who show care and concern for learning and developing a positive relationship with young people. That's what education is supposed to be. It's meant to be an interactive, engaging, and social activity, not something that's done on a screen. Because we were created by God to connect with other people, and technology is stripping our humanity from us.
And that superintendent is just, I mean, that's baloney. Because really, and I know this is a stretch, but if you have a student with a vision impairment or a hearing impairment, they legally have to make adjustments to their curriculum to fit that student. So then to say like, no, we won't make any adjustments, that is just being lazy.
Yeah, he like doubled down.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that.
Frank should get the axe.
I do love the name of this group, though. What is it? Pencils over Pixels?
Yeah.
I love it. It's catchy. I think we should start it worldwide.
Pop. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. And the superintendent saying that, 30 students, we can't have a room of 30 students who opt out and then the rest of the students just in their normal classrooms. Why not?
Yeah.
You let them opt out for other things like pre-K AI, like human growth and development.
Or standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Or standing for so I have a feeling there's going to be 30 more students at a local charter private school would be my guess.
Again, that's just it. If they're relying that heavily on some sort of technological device to teach, then those teachers aren't teaching.
Right.
What are they doing? How are they spending their time in the classroom, and what are the kids doing?
Gambling.
The other thing that if you look into this campaign, one of the things they're trying to be careful with is the data privacy, because there is a petition cited a 2022 Internet Safety Lab study that suggested up to 3/4 of ed tech apps profit off of selling students' data. So every time a child logs onto some sort of device and enters information, again, the potential is there to be out in the ether and somebody's going to grab it.
For sure it is. Now, speaking of making money, it's apparently not American teachers. Or at least maybe they're making money, but that money somehow doesn't find its way into their bank accounts.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 2 days before our payday. How much money do you think you have in your account?
I'm hoping like at least $40.
How much?
This can't be real.
I have $7.46.
Oh boy. It's 2 days before payday. How much
do you
money
notice
do you think
it looks
you
like
have
they
in
all
your
have like
bank
iPhone
account?
17s.
I think I have
That's why the broke.
Hey.
Okay, it's 2 days before payday. How much do you think is in your bank account?
$63. Oh, $1.13.
Okay, there's 2 days until payday. How much money do you think you have in your bank account?
I think I probably have like 400, 500. I should be fine.
Good.
I have $126.
Hey, that's not bad.
It's not 400.
It's 2 days before payday. How much money do you think you have in your bank account?
Couple hundred.
Okay.
Pretty accurate.
Hey.
But I'm saving up for a vacuum. So in 2 days, not so much.
Oh, girl.
Bye-bye. Got to get that vacuum.
I have a question. Why so many master's degrees in this video? It seemed like everyone was teaching 4th grade, 6th grade math, and they have a master's degree. Is that actually required? Like, I know a few homeschool moms who could teach 6th grade math in their sleep. It's clear that these education majors and teachers have completely bought into this system of just drowning in student debt.
Yeah.
For not a great return on investment degree.
Yeah. Well, the problem with that is there are a lot of districts who will pay you more if you have an advanced degree, even though you may not have a more highly qualified skill set. But because you have that certificate that says I have a master's degree in, it could be not even education related. It could be something else, but it's a master's. So then they pay you a little more. Okay,
this is what I think they did, because I think you go in any profession and find about like 4 or 5. I was going to, of not the brightest crayons in the whole box, and they're going to have the same thing. It's not about how much they're getting paid. It's
when you spend beyond your means.
When you are hitting up the casino every Tuesday and buying your new iPhone.
Got to work on that.
You're going to be broke. You're going to be broke.
Well, I'll say it, in risk of being crucified by every public school teacher out there. Public school teachers, the average teacher salary in the United States is $74,000.
Wow.
The average starting salary is $46,000. I was a public school teacher for 10 years. You never work on weekends. You never work on a holiday. You have 3 months off in the summer, and your average salary is $74,000. So whatever sort of stuff that you have to deal with in the classroom, you can put up with that for 9 months for that salary and those hours.
And what about the benefits
you
they
don't
get too?
Get paid too little, period.
No, it's just those 4 gals. They're the ones they come in. They come in late with Starbucks every single day. They go to Home Goods at lunch. You know, they have like 15 Stanley cups.
Now I will say, in slight disagreement with what you're sharing there.
Period, Harper. Period.
I think teachers, for the most part, should be paid more. In general. Now, granted, that's a pretty high average salary, but I think you're factoring in a lot of places that have teachers who are getting like $100,000 a year, which is not the norm. Mm-hmm. Most teachers are probably making between $45,000 and $75,000. I would say the average is probably closer to maybe 50. Generally speaking. Again, I think there are pockets in certain areas of the country where they're going to be paid a little bit more. But if you're an educator, let's say a female educator, and you are also a mother, and you also have other responsibilities outside the family, I feel like it's going to be a challenge for some women to maintain a quality lifestyle and be a quality mother and provide quality things for their children on a salary like that. If they're independent of, someone else who's a breadwinner in the home, for example. So I get it. For some of these people, they probably overextend and overspend, but there may also be situations where they're trying desperately to really.
Well, I go back to what Jim was saying, because like social work, I feel like they 100% should get paid more, and that is a field where you generally have to have a master's degree.
Yeah,
it is our higher education system where they're over promising what these people are going to make. They'll accept money. They'll accept students that can't add, 3 + 6, as we saw. So, yeah.
I don't know, Katie. Ramsey Solutions does say out of all of the professions surveyed of millionaires, most average of millionaires, number 1 is engineers. Makes sense. They're very logical. Number 2 is CPAs. My brother's a CPA. They're very good with numbers. They can, manipulate those however they see fit. And number 3 is actually teachers. You would think it'd be doctors or lawyers, but that's not the case. Out of the highest percentage within professions of millionaires, I actually think I understand that reason because they're in the pension system.
Oh.
Well, and
so when they retire, they have $1 million
is
sitting for them,
extraordinary,
and they have amazing health care. I didn't even mention the benefits of it. The health care benefits. So I stand by what I said before.
All right. Well, moving on to something a little bit happier. We're going to head to, I guess, St. Louis Street in Springfield, Missouri, where if you're just, coasting down the road at precisely 30 miles per hour, you might have a nice little patriotic moment.
30 miles per hour, exactly, on this stretch of road on Route 66 in Springfield, Missouri. This is what you get.
think there is anything more Midwestern or patriotic than a rumble strip that plays America the Beautiful. I mean,
America. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
There had to be some math involved in making that.
I Googled this because I was like, this cannot be real. It's real.
Yeah.
There's some other places around the world that have that too.
Yeah, different
different countries.
Yeah, different songs.
Now, if you go faster, is that like the Megadeth version?
Up tempo.
Next thing we're going to see Katie Petrick petitioning Fond du Lac County to make all the sides of the road sound like U2 songs.
Hey, where the streets have no name? I mean, that would make sense.
It would.
It would make perfect sense.
No Name Avenue.
Yeah.
I love it. I would love every bit of that.
See, I thought you were going to say Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, that'd be a good one. I actually think having patriotic music embedded in like that is quite an interesting idea, and I think we should keep doing it. Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Probably in D.C.
Ooh, you don't want to drive in D.C. though.
Yeah.
Anyway, Freedom Project Academy is once again enrolling students for the fall, and we are celebrating by spotlighting the incredible teachers who make it all happen. And this week, it's time to highlight Mrs. Jan Newell, who is one of our amazing math and science teachers.
I am Jan Newell. I teach biology, human anatomy, physiology, and Algebra 2, Advanced Math, Calculus 1, and Calculus 2. I also teach those classes in Anytime, in addition to Anytime Academy,
are hard
Algebra and Geometry
classes.
1, and Chemistry. I'm also FPA Math and Science tutor. For my students, I talk about using what you already know to solve problems that you've never seen before. And sometimes it might seem overwhelming, but if you think about what you already know and how we can use it, they kind of realize the wealth of knowledge that they already have at their disposal to be able to solve these problems that they think they don't know how to do. So I think that the classical model really helps to lend itself towards that, as opposed to just teaching the subject matter rather than teaching how to learn. I learn so much from them in terms of when they ask me questions with how they're thinking, and then we can recognize how differently sometimes we can think about different things, and that actually helps me to be able to teach better. I'm constantly changing up notes, what I try to tell them on the formula sheet, how I explain things based on their questions. So they teach me how to teach them. They might not know that I qualified and ran the Boston Marathon in 2019, and I didn't do great. So I'm thinking I'm going to do it again and give it another shot.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on this one, Jim. This teacher, who's been with FPA for many, many, many years, has 6 preps. Okay, what public school teacher has 6 preps? And she used to have 7. And I took one away because she was stretched so thin. But she teaches so many different math and science classes for us. And she is such a well-rounded, knowledgeable
She
lady.
is a genius.
Yeah, like,
I mean, she does. I
knows her
wasn't kidding.
stuff.
Like that big old brain. Like when I talked to her, I understood about 20% of what. And then we're talking, and she was so interesting to talk to. And she's like, oh, because I asked her, like, what's something people don't know? And she did coach, I think, track or cross country or something. She's like, oh, really? Nothing? Well, I guess I did run the Boston Marathon. I'm like, hold up. Like, that would be everybody. If I ran the Boston Marathon, everybody would know.
Oh,
yeah.
Everybody. I mean, just super humble, super just intelligent. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we are proud to say that Freedom Project Academy has been awarded Christian School of the Year by Education Insider. So if you'd like to see what makes FPA stand out, visit freedom4school.com and explore our live, anytime, and homeschool courses. Use code CD10, that's for class dismissed, to save 10% on tuition. All right, well, that's going to wrap up things around here. If you do enjoy the show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow the podcast on Apple and Spotify. You can find all of the links at classdismissed.tv. We will be back again next Tuesday with another great conversation. For Dave, Jim, Lindsay, and myself, have a great week. Check out FPA, and until next time, class dismissed.